Welcome to The Explainer. So today we are diving right into a topic that, let's be honest, a lot of spiritual paths can make really complicated or just plain avoid. We're going to look at what A Course in Miracles has to say about one of our most powerful, most basic human drives: sex. For so many people, sex and spirituality feel like they're on opposite teams. One's supposed to be pure and holy, the other, not so much. But the Course just completely flips that whole idea on its head. It says the problem isn't the impulse itself, not at all. It's all about the purpose we assign to it. So this isn't about a bunch of new rules, it's about a totally new way of seeing things. And that brings us right to the heart of it. The Course frames this entire conversation with one beautifully simple question. What do you want your relationships to do? I mean, really, what are they for? And there it is, this central idea. The Course is telling us that both sex and what it calls a miracle are just different ways we connect with each other. What makes one healing and the other harmful? It's the goal we have in mind. So let's break down the two completely different goals that the Course presents. First up, let's look at how our ego, that separate, me-first part of our mind, typically uses sex. According to the Course, it all boils down to one really powerful idea: fantasy. Wow, okay, the language here is pretty blunt. The Course is saying that any attraction that's based on fantasy is actually destructive. And you have to ask, why? Well, it's because when we're in fantasy, we're not seeing a real person anymore. We're just casting them in a movie that we wrote in our own head to get something we think we need. And this really breaks down that depleting point of view. It's when we start seeing other people not as people, but as objects, right? Characters whose only job is to fulfill our script for pleasure. The Course is super clear on this. That road can never, ever lead to real love because it starts from a place of I'm not enough. It's all about taking something you think is missing from you. And check out this chart. It just lays the two paths out side by side. On one side, you have the ego's goal, which is always about getting something, filling a void, using someone for pleasure, taking to try and feel whole. But the miracle's goal is the complete opposite. It's all about giving, extending love, seeing the real value in another person, and then discovering that, weirdly enough, the more you give, the stronger you become. So, if the ego's way is all about fantasy and taking, what's the alternative? The Course doesn't tell you to just get rid of the sex drive. No, instead, it reframes it as something with unbelievable potential, what it calls a miracle impulse. So, what is a miracle impulse? It's not about destroying the sex drive. It's about rechanneling it, giving it a totally new job description. It's that conscious decision to shift its purpose from getting to giving. It's about stepping out of your own private fantasy world and into a real, shared creative reality with someone else. So here's the key, right? The impulse itself is totally neutral. It's not good, it's not bad, it's not spiritual or unspiritual. Its entire value comes from the focus of the mind behind it. Is that focus on taking or giving? Is it on fear or is it on love? And the really cool thing is, this isn't just some big abstract theory. The Course actually gives you a practical how-to guide for making this shift, for turning that fear-based impulse into a love-based one right in the moment it's happening. I mean, think about it. You know that feeling when a little bit of jealousy or possessiveness or that deep, scary feeling of lack pops up in a relationship? The Course doesn't say just ignore it. It gives you a direct 3-step process to literally transform that energy. So, here's the playbook. 3 steps. First, you just have to be honest and recognize, okay, what I'm feeling right now, this is fear. Second, you internally say no to that fear. You deny it has any real power, and you ask for help from your higher self, what the Course calls the Holy Spirit, to see with love instead. And this is the game changer. The text says this one step shifts the impulse immediately. And then finally, you consciously acknowledge the true worth of both yourself and the other person. You're basically switching the focus from lack to wholeness. All right, so this all leads to the big one, the question that's probably been floating around in your head this whole time. It's the one that always comes up. I mean, if the ego uses sex for fantasy and taking, is the simple solution just to not have sex at all? Is that what the Course is actually asking us to do? Well, the answer from the Course is right here, and it's so interesting. The thing it wants us to get rid of isn't the act, it's the fantasy. The problem isn't the physical connection, it's the mental story we project onto another person. The whole teaching is that as we start to really appreciate reality for what it is, the need for fantasy just kind of fades away on its own. And this is maybe the most important takeaway of all. The Course is way, way more interested in what's going on in your mind than what's going on with your body. The goal isn't to end relationships, it's to make them real by taking off those distorting glasses of fantasy. And this is what it really comes down to. The sacrifice the Course talks about isn't giving up intimacy or connection or joy. It's giving up the painful, draining habit of seeing other human beings as objects or as characters in your script. And what you get in return is the possibility of a relationship that's actually truly creative and based in reality. So, reframing the sex impulse like this leaves us with a really powerful final thought. If this one powerful impulse can be transformed from an act of taking into a miracle of giving, well, what about all our other interactions? What would our lives actually look like if we started to see every single connection with a partner, a friend, even a stranger, as an opportunity not to get something, but to heal?